Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Gabrielle, and on this channel I talk about books and writing. And no, I don't usually have a microphone being used in my videos, but I felt like it today. And in today's video, I'm going to be showing you the books that I read in May. So let's get started, shall we? One of the first books that I read in May was Chain of Iron by Cassandra Clare, which is the second book of The Last Hours. I can't really tell you what it's about without spoiling anything because it is the second book. It's a very beautiful book. The next book that I read was New Moon by Stephanie Meyer. It took me a long time to get through, I'm going to be honest. It's a good book, just this one is a bit boring compared to the other two books that I have finished and read. And so far, out of the books that I have read of this series, and the next book that I read of May would be Eclipse, and this one by far is my favorite out of the ones that I've read. I'm going to read Breaking Dawn, but I want to read it this month, but at the same time, I don't think I will because I need a break from Bella and her point of view in the books. I don't know what it is about Bella right now. I'm just not digging her. I don't know, she's just like not as interesting as I thought she would be in the books. This month I have also read Happily Ever After by Kira Cass. I never thought I'd see the day when I would read this. One, because I didn't own it and I wasn't very inclined to get it because it is part of the selection world, and you all probably know by now I have a love-hate relationship with that series. Not my favorite series at all. But surprisingly, this wasn't that bad. These books are addicting and so easy to read. It's just the way that her writing is just easy to read. I don't know. But her characters are frustrating as heck. The little section that was from Maxton's point of view, that was the hardest part of this book to read through because Maxton and America, I don't know, they get on my nerves. Okay, I'm sorry, I can't help it. And next we have the smallest book on this list, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe by C.S. Lewis. This is the first book, but second book at the same time. In publication order, date, this is the first book. So you read this one first. And that's why they are like that in this little box, so I can read the others. It does bother me that this is on the spine because it's like, well, is it the second or the first book? But it's suggested for first-time readers of the series to read it in publication order, and then for rereaders you can read it in that order that it says on the spine and all that good stuff. And this next book, I had a really fun time reading it, and I do have a reading vlog up for it, and that would be The Ones We're Meant to Find by Joan He. Oh my goodness, beautiful masterpiece, a piece of art. It's gorgeous, a piece of art, not just because of the cover but because of the content. It's so good, and it is probably one of my favorite standalones of all time now. It's just, oh my, it's so good. It's like a sci-fi dystopian type book, and I'm not one for dystopian. I don't know if you know this, but I've only read the first book of the Divergent series. I own the others. I just haven't read the others yet because they're dystopian, and it takes me so long to get through dystopian. The selection was an exception because it was just so addicting, even though I was so frustrated the entire time. I really recommend this book. It's amazing. I think I talk about it a little bit unspoilery in the introduction of the reading vlog. If not, take my word for it and read it. It's so good. It's so good. It's so good. And next we have the first book of a series and the second book of a series, the same series. And I'm honestly so obsessed. It is a vampire story, but it's way better. I'm gonna have to say it's better than Twilight. Now the movie, unfortunately, did flop, even though I still watch it all the time. But that's because I love the actors that were in it. Like, I love Zoe Deutsch. The guy who plays Dimitri, oh, I love him so much. Like, I think it's Danila, I can't say the name, I'm not gonna try. Dominic Sherwood, Sarah Hyland, like so many great actors in that. You probably know what the book is now in the movie based off those actors that I just said. The first book being Vampire Academy. At first I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna like it. Not based off the covers. I actually personally like these covers. I was like, but I was like, you know what, I'll read it for Rose and Dimitri. Like, I love Dimitri. And then seeing the actor who played Dimitri in the movie, I fell even more in love with Dimitri. And I picked up the book. I watched the movie before reading the books. That's because I didn't have the last 2 books in the series yet. And I usually like to binge read series if the books are all out already. And then we have the second one, Frostbite. Also a beautiful masterpiece. I cried in this one. I teared up in this one only because of it was a happy tear up, okay? But also like tear up at the same time. But oh my god, so good. Don't let the covers deter you away from reading the series. It's amazing. Oh my goodness. If you're gonna read a vampire story, I can recommend Vampire Academy. Oh my gosh, it's so good. It's so good. And I heard that there's going to be a TV show of it. Now, based on her work with the Vampire Diaries and the originals, I'm not gonna bring up the legacies. Even though I haven't finished the legacies, I'm still watching it. I'm watching it because, like, I gotta support Klaus's daughter and her show, man. I have to. I'm very excited to see how well that it will be adapted into a TV show. At the same time, I'm terrified because I'm already loving the series and I don't want it to, but like I'm terrified for this series to be turned into a TV show because I don't want it to be ruined. I can see why the movie flopped because, well, anyway, please read this series. It's amazing. So those were the books that I read in May, and I will be reading the rest of the Vampire Academy series. And then I am reading Better Together right now as well, but only on my Kindle, on the Kindle app, because I don't have a physical copy yet. It's not here yet. And I do want to read Lore this month as well. And Breaking Dawn is like an iffy, I want to read, but probably won't get to it. And then I need to finish White Ivy. Oh my goodness. I'm still only in chapter 3. There's a bookmark in chapter 3. So that was it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know one of the books that you read in May and one of the books that you hope to read in June. And that's really it for this video. And all I have to say is go read or write a book. Bye.